Would you rather the Dragon Ball Super manga continue but never be animated, or the manga be animated but never continue? Most people decided to give them more manga. That's close. Today, chat, it's time to play a game. It's a new series that I thought of immediately after my post-pod piss. I did a podcast at Let's Keep It a Buck, took a piss, and said, we need to change some things up. So, chat, it's time to play a game. It's time to play the game! Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is the first edition, inaugural TSO Anime This or That Edition. TSO Anime This or That Games. Sponsored, aka inspired by Mr. Santi Zap. Shout out to that creator. Hell of a guy. Like, man, I seen his shit. He does this all the time in the WWE sphere. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna change that. And I'm gonna put that in my verse. So today, because he uploads every fucking day. So hey, man, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna continue my streak of uploading pretty much every fucking day. Pretty much, right? Sometimes edit. Sometimes copyright is the only reason, by the way. If you ever ask why did we miss upload, it's just a copyright thing. But today we're gonna be playing Dragon Ball edition of This or That, and maybe me in the chat will make a version of One Piece or JJK or Naruto. If you wanted to craft a potential this or that, you should have been in the stream. However, this one I did by myself. There's going to be 20 questions, quick little feedback, so obviously it's not the most votes. We're going to have some questions, and I'm going to discuss everyone in full. Starting off with the first one. We're about to play Dragon Ball This or That. Question 1, who has better fights? By the way, I did my best not to look at the reactions. I obviously saw question 1, though. But it didn't fucking matter. By overwhelming results, you guys have Son Goku having the best fights. I think the popularity is spitting here. I don't know how some of you get Gohan or Vegeta here. Yes, there's underrated fights with Gohan, with Vegeta, but Goku just straight up fights the more interesting characters. Not only does Goku fight the more interesting characters, Goku then goes on to, like, dare I say, do cooler shit in his fights. Like Gohan, he has a certain gimmick when he fights. Vegeta has a certain gimmick when he fights. And every now and then Vegeta will do some like off the wall, off the top shit. But Goku, of these three, I would even say he doesn't fight the same way every time. Do you guys understand what I'm getting at there? Goku has like a unique style depending on who the opponent is, but then that just makes sense. He's also easily the best martial artist here. You could argue Vegeta's the better pure fighter, whatever, but like for many reasons, there's like, okay, Goku's going to have better fights. So I think the majority got this one right here. I definitely think that Goku has the better fights in the series. Now, Gohan and Vegeta being scarily close, we may have to separate that in a future episode and do Gohan versus Vegeta. Question number 2. Which Earthling should be a lot stronger than they are? And with a bit less votes, but then again, it's a fucking Twitter thread, it's going to be less votes, with 68% going to Tien Shinhan. So a lot of you all believe that Tien Shinhan should be a lot stronger than he currently is. If Tien's not sitting on his ass, which I don't think Tien is sitting on his ass, then yeah, it's hard to convince me that Tien Shinhan is this guy who trains off screen, but he does it at such an inefficient level, right? Like, that's what I'm hoping isn't the case. Now, if Tien is just off screen pulling a Krillin low key, but in the mountains while Krillin's being a cop, then I could even perhaps see a Krillin here. But I definitely think that if I had to give a power boost to one of the two, it would be Tien Shinhan. Not that I but want to have a different character here on some head ass shit like how most people in chat or the TSO community would. My chat is literally attacking J-Man, who is a major Tien fan right now. Shout out to chat and J-Man. But like quite literally, because if I'm supposed to believe that Tien's been training this entire time, I understand if he's not a world beater, but goddamn, he doesn't have to be eliminate a sniper via shadow clone jutsu level. Like, you know, that's fucking crazy. Question 3. Who is the better Broly? And with overwhelming 80%, Dragon Ball Super Broly is the better Broly. Now that shocked me. This is shocking me. I have to be honest. I thought that it was like this. So is Z Broly fans the loud minority? I didn't know Z Broly fans were the loud minority. I thought it was like low key the majority, and Dragon Ball Super Broly fans were like, oh, God. guess, my nigga. I guess nostalgia. But if many of you all think this, by the way, I agree. I do think that Dragon Ball Super Broly is just the better one. I even have the opinion that Dragon Ball Super Broly is cooler, and I know that's what gets the all right, pal, now you're pushing it thing. But I just do. I just think Dragon Ball Super Broly is just a completely better character. However, it doesn't make the other dog shit, and obviously that's what the whole debate is. One must be dog shit if the other is even remotely good. No, both of these characters are good. Now, Z Broly does have 2 misses. You could argue 2 out of 3 misses because, my God, the second coming, y'all not boosting that. That's just Kakarot Broly and then Bio Broly. So Z Broly at his best, I do think is the interesting conversation that we're having here, and I do still favor Dragon Ball Super Broly. But let me be clear, just because I think Super Broly is better doesn't mean that I think Z Broly is dog shit. Let's get to the next one. Question 4, which character is smarter, Dr. Gero or Bulma? And even bigger, 90% odds went to Bulma. Wow. Look, I do think, so far I might agree with the majority again. I do think that Dr. Gero is a fucking genius, but I do think that Bulma, if they were to even go into like a android war arc, that Bulma might just get it done. Bulma, for the love of God, time travels, found a way to track down the Dragon Balls, which are 2 things that we've normalized, we're accustomed to, but that's some crazy shit. That's some crazy shit for Bulma to just do like that. I'm not saying that Dr. Gero couldn't get a Dragon Radar out there. Hell, Dr. Gero basically invented scouters off the dome. But I think Bulma just has things that are just like, what the fuck? Like, Bulma's able to be fair, I think Dr. Briefs did the gravity shit first, but Bulma made a spaceship that could go to a planet she's never been before, let alone track it. Bulma has had gravity rooms, all these other things. She's just cracked. I do agree that Bulma probably is smarter. Maybe in a battlefield, Gero, you have to favor, but then I wouldn't be surprised if Bulma could make a better android. Bulma literally made an end the Cell Saga button and it just got stomped on. Question 5, do you separate the Android Saga and the Cell Saga? With 70% saying no, it's all one arc, I'm going to agree with the majority again. For the love of God, I don't. Yes, it's a different story. I understand that it's a different story. I understand that it's a different antagonist on the screen. But I just don't see, I just don't see the Android Saga and the ending of the Android Saga as such a clear start-stop thing to me where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just not gonna call it the Cell arc. Furthermore, if I wanted to actually it up, as someone mentioned in chat, I could just be like Cell's and Android GGs, but I'm not even gonna do that. If I'm gonna treat Cell like a true cicada bugman and the androids as androids, I just like at that point the Android Saga kind of ass, right? Like, because at that point, what do you have? A mystery of the androids. You got an okie doke with the whole time a clown and an old man weren't the teenagers. Then the teenagers pull up, they beat up Vegeta, you never see him fight Goku or Gohan, and that's the end of the arc. Like, it's at that point, I guess, but I feel like it does the series more justice to just include it all into the Cell Saga. But not that it's a big fucking deal. We're talking about the same story. Question 6. Oh, Lord. Which one is the better series? And with 87%. Oh, man. GT fans. GT fans. The only thing I can say to you niggas. Get up! 12.9%. Look, I've already said I do believe that Dragon Ball Super is the better show. I think Dragon Ball GT is the show that was the type to stand on business, let your nuts hang. And maybe that's why the loud minority is the loud minority. That they sit there because they're more aggressive about their show because this is a more aggressive show. Dragon Ball Super played it safe. They had 2 tournament arcs and 2 rehashes to movies. That is pretty safe. It's hard to fuck up. And then the funny thing is they did kind of fuck it up. But I can't ignore the fuck ups in GT to commend concepts and bravery enough to say it's better than Dragon Ball Super, especially with some of the people that voted for the manga LOLs. Sometimes, you already know, sometimes I think people are dishonest on the manga takes, but I will say I do think that the Dragon Ball Super manga also is more than enough to push the edge in Super's favor. Even if we were just sticking to the anime, though, I have Dragon Ball Super personally. I don't think GT's this dog shit fest people say it is, but I do think it's not better than Super. I will admit that. Question 7. Who do you think was the best? Oh, I fucked up there. But who do you think was the better antagonist? Jiren or Beerus? And a bit closer than these other ones, but I'm seeing Beerus at 63.6%. Ooh, this is actually tough for me. I'm surprised it's that big of a blowout, because I think Beerus is like a better personality than Jiren. I think Beerus is like a better mentor or whatever than Jiren. But I gotta be honest, and maybe this is me seeking to be different, but I just fuck with like everything Jiren does a bit more. Like, I think Jiren has cooler moments in his time of being the antagonist than Beerus does in his time of being the antagonist. I think there isn't a Jiren moment cooler than "I will not let you destroy my world," but then I don't even look at that as Beerus. I look at that as Goku. Right? Like with Jiren kind of like straight up forces the UI shit, and it's pretty fucking cool. So I don't know. I think this is a lot closer. I might even still say Beerus is the more interesting character and therefore better antagonist. But I don't know. I think this is a bit closer than TSO might even lead on here. Who do you think is the better villain? And oh, wow, okay, I'm starting to question who follows me or saw this thread, because you guys TSO, this is the other way around. But according to TSO Twitter, at least, Cell dominating Zamasu here with 86.4% to 13.6. I put this because I thought that so the reason, my logic behind this question, and maybe this is where the clip starts. The reason behind this question, before you guys look at me like, Sage, why do you ask this dickhead ass setup question? I've seen a lot of people in my community exactly play up Zamasu, and then simultaneously a lot of downplay towards Cell. The more we talk about the Cell saga, the more we talk about him as a character. So I was just curious to see who you guys thought of, because over time people are starting to like Zamasu more and more and more, and they're starting to like Cell a lot less. But alas, a lot of people still like Cell, and don't get me wrong, before you even think it any way, shape, or form, yes, Cell's the better villain. I think Zamasu's pretty fucking stupid, but for the most part, like, Zamasu could have been, probably should have been better than Cell, but I just don't. It just disconnects. It just disconnects with me. Question 9. Which harms the series stakes more, senzu beans or Dragon Balls? And while 72% said Dragon Balls, I hard disagree. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be the minority. I definitely think that senzu beans, if either must harm the series, if either must harm the series, because I don't think either are bad, but if something must harm the stakes, I don't know, gang. Yeah, sure, the nigga don't die, one person lives, okay, we res him back. However, a senzu bean, especially in combination with I don't know, Zenkai boost, are kind of fucking crazy. Like the idea that like someone could be near death, not actually die, not actually have to be wished back by the Dragon Balls, because poop, I popped the perk, it wasn't fake, it gave me more stamina, is so crazy. It's so insane. I think the idea that senzu beans could be exploited is so crazy. It's so insane. So like, and especially when you break down certain moments of the series, right? Like the Dragon Balls, there's been ways to write off uses of the Dragon Balls as well. They've done it in original Dragon Ball, they've done it in Z, hell, they've done it in Super. But in terms of the senzu beans, that's always a clear cut, A gang, you either have them and you're fine or you don't. Take a look at like Goku and Frieza in Super, for example, just because I recently named it. It with the Goku without the senzu bean probably gets cooked there. But because them niggas had senzu beans, Goku, oh yeah, all right, see you later. Vegeta, it's your turn. What the fuck? You could have had a moment where Vegeta just holding this nigga at ransom. Hell, I'll go a step further. Without the senzu beans, yeah, them niggas lose regardless. Because if Goku's still bleeding out, Whis would have to go so far back in time, which I don't think he could do, because I'm pretty sure it's like 2 to 3 minutes, right? Whis would have to go back in time before Goku got shot, before Goku was off guarded, to where, okay, now Goku save us. So that's already one of the things that I'm talking about, where I know for a fact the Dragon Balls are not something that is more OP than the fucking Senzu Bean that could keep you in the fight. If we talk about things like Namek, oh my God. Can you imagine if Goku didn't have fucking Senzu Beans in the Namek arc? First of all, Goku's not as strong. Second of all, Gohan's neck's broken. Third of all, like, what are we doing? This is what I'm saying. Like there's literally any arc tied to Frieza without the Senzu Beans. It's gone. Frieza wins. Frieza's been held by Senzu Beans this entire time. It's so crazy to me. So while, yes, I understand the basic concept of, hey, gang, it only takes one to live. Fly away and res them. One, when has Dragon Ball wrote itself to do that? Hey, one guy flies away and reses everybody? That you just made that up. But then two, they've also made the Dragon Balls obsolete several times. Senzu Beans, if they're present, are very powerful. I have to go with Senzu Beans. Piccolo died, Dragon Ball's gone. Have to fight a racist planet thief to even get them. Kami fused with Piccolo, no Dragon Ball. Yeah, it's several times. It's not gonna register with people because once you make your opinion, you make your opinion. But I'm telling you, like, there's so many times I could look at the series of Dragon Ball and say, okay, bet. If this nigga didn't have a Senzu Bean, you don't get like, in fact, fuck it, I'll do it. I'll do it, because this is probably going to be the highlight of the fucking video thus far. Let's go arc for arc. Saiyan Saga, no Senzu Bean, no Dragon Balls. Okay, well, you actually didn't have the Dragon Balls in this arc. You actually didn't have the Dragon Balls, and yeah, it was high stakes, but you know it was even worse? If these niggas, if Goku had touched down, yeah, Gohan couldn't move, Krillin couldn't move. So it's just Goku and Vegeta over there. Yeah, you know what? They die. So there's that. Namek Saga. We already talked about the Namek Saga. Yeah, sure. There's Dragon Balls on Namek or whatever. Absolutely. But, hey, gang, if Gohan doesn't get his neck fixed, if Vegeta isn't able to fucking heal, now granted, Vegeta used little Namekian healing, and Vegeta used the little pod shit, so fine. Maybe you get the Vegeta shit regardless. In fact, you do. But if Goku isn't there abusing Zenkais in this goddamn gravity room, if Krillin doesn't get healed, if Gohan doesn't get healed, guess what? They die again. The Cell Saga, literally, both concepts aren't really that relevant into it, and the series still felt high stakes. I don't know about you, gang, but Cell going, yeah, if I win, I'm blowing up the solar system. Oh, well, shit, I don't think either fucking mattered. And then the Boo Saga, the Senzu Beans literally mattered more than the Dragon Balls, because, yeah, hey, gang, Boo just fucking eats Dente. So I think time in and time out, this idea that the Dragon Balls harm the stakes more, it's so easy to cook the Dragon Balls. It's hard to fucking compete with the goddamn Senzu Beans. These niggas just said, hey gang, we're about to fuse real quick. Pop a perk. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. They do it again in the Zamasu arc. I'm gonna move on, but this is so crazy. Goku can't come back without the Dragon Balls. Without the Dragon Balls, the granola arc doesn't happen. Yes, of course, certain things, Dragon Balls definitely have a conversation. It's bringing people who died back to life. But when you talk about the Boo Saga, that doesn't necessarily check out, because Fortune Teller Baba brings Goku back for the 24 hours, and then the second time, Elder Kai risked his life for a life. So the Dragon Balls, again, didn't necessarily play too much of a factor in Goku being there, but you know what sure as shit did? When niggas were getting the shit kicked out of them, hey, pop this perk. Oh my God. Like, it's so crazy. It's so fucking crazy, bro. But y'all gonna let it live because multi-res is an easier thing to just think of, bro. Anyway, question 10. Who has better moments in all of Dragon Ball? Goku stomps Vegeta, and I do agree. I do agree. I do agree. I'm shocked right now that I don't see a closer one, because I thought Vegeta would win this one, considering I said who has the better fights. I thought that when you guys got to question 10, y'all would be like, oh, but Vegeta has better moments. And I was going to be like, nah, it's Goku. I'm glad we're on the same page, chat. Yes, Vegeta has the final atonement. Yes, Vegeta has a cool final flash. Goku has, again, some of the most ironic, fuck you, he's good at the game moments. It's it's not even funny. For me, I just think Goku has better moments as well. I don't want to say it's not close, but I didn't have to think too hard. But you raised me Majin Vegeta. I raised you Goku literally holding Jiren's fucking ultimate attack in one hand. And that's maybe the third most impressive thing he did that arc. Like, it's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Which transformation is the worst? And overwhelming odds go to Super Saiyan Rage. I asked this one for the community. The reason being, the community would tell me all the time when I went on my Super Saiyan Rage worst transformation arcs that it's actually Gohan Beast. So I wanted to see how many of you all, and yet again, it seems like I am just the face of a community. It seems like yet again I'm just the face of that community that is obtuse, says different shit for different shit. Yeah, I 100% agree with this. I don't even know how you even debate that Gohan Beast is worse than Rage. You can argue that there's no way that you hate Rage and like Beast. I guess not necessarily the case, but I guess. However, the idea that, hey gang, if you think Rage is bad, wait till you see Gohan Beast. I always thought that was stupid. This might be the oh, wow. Okay, question 12. Would you rather the Dragon Ball Super manga continue but never be animated, or the manga be animated but never continue? And while very close odds, most people decided to give them more manga. That is, ooh, that's close. That is close. So hear me out. As a person that literally has read the manga, watched the anime, then went on to read the manga of the anime he watched, then read the manga of what he hasn't watched, then watched the anime again, then went back all the way to original Dragon Ball to read that manga, and that's just what I've done on the internet. Let me be clear, this is a tough decision. The reason why I'm saying that is because any person that says, oh, I'm a real anime fan, I read manga, you would think that this is just the no shit Sherlock 1. However, I don't think y'all understand that at the end of the day, there's no need to be a well-actually guy. There's cool shit. Shit can be cool. Shit can be a Zod, right? Like, never seeing the Granola arc and the Mora arc on television is objectively crazy. It is. Now, at the cost of all other future mangas or whatever, that's fine. You could also argue, hey, gang, Dragon Ball Delilah ain't that bad. You could argue, hey, just start a different anime of Dragon Ball, or hell, if we don't have to be dishonest and just cut off Dragon Ball Super there, and all Dragon Ball animes, hey gang, y'all find a different anime. You could argue these things. So I think this is very, very, very close. I'm gonna be Mickey here. I'm going to say manga, not for the reason that you expect of me wanting more stories, but just because I would personally feel sad if Toriyama passed and we never got another story of Dragon Ball. That's where I'm at. It's not about getting more arcs. It would be like, damn, Toriyama passed and we didn't even try. Like he passed and we just said, fuck it, that's the series. That kind of hurt. That would kind of hurt. I would rather the attempt be made. Now, someone could take that argument and flip it into where, what the fuck? If anything, because Toriyama passed, you should want him to like be the last person who wrote Dragon Ball and give us the anime. So again, I think this is probably one of the harder questions. I see why this is close and the more I'm talking about it, but I would say I would rather just, hey gang, y'all was helping Big Tori from the jump. Y'all was definitely helping Big Tori when he was getting up there in age. Y'all could do this, right? Let's go ahead and continue the story. Question 13, is the Bojack movie considered good or bad? Be a man and pick one. The reason why I said be a man and pick one is because I know someone's going to type it in chat. Someone's going to comment it. Gang, it's yes or no. If I have to choose between good or bad, I'm definitely with team bad. I'm definitely going 61. I think there is more bad in this movie than there is good in this movie. There's good moments in this movie. I actually think the first half of the movie is perhaps the most underrated part of it because everyone's waiting for Gohan, and Gohan, unironically, isn't that cool in this movie. Until the 5 minutes that you're thinking of, like, when I rewatched it with you all, I was like, damn, Trunks is actually low-key one of the cooler characters. Hell, the fight with Tien where he just crashes out on him for no reason was cool. Then Trunks got a cooler side fight than everybody. Trunks was low-key looking like one of the cooler characters in the movie. And then you just hard pivot to Gohan because Gohan's the only person competent to beat Bojack. But then it's like, why is he the only person competent to beat Bojack? Who the fuck is this Bojack guy? Like, I don't fucking know. So yeah, on many reasons, I think that that the Bojack movie just was so lackluster versus the good in it. And to talk about the bad, because I guess I was talking about the good just now about Trunks. Yeah, I'm serious. Gohan, if you watch him and you remove the name of Gohan, if you watch him and you remove the Cell arc, you remove the nostalgia 3D red and white glasses, Gohan's insanely boring until like literally the last 10 minutes of the movie. Like he just wasn't interesting during this movie. He just didn't do a lot. He was there, then he had a random fight. And I'm pretty sure the 10 minutes I'm mentioning literally includes everything. It includes seeing him, all his friends get beat, then he got jumped, then he lost, but then his father saved him from he did that. And then he says, "I'm my father's son," and GG's. So I think for 10 minutes, let alone 5 minutes, if we're being honest, of Gohan being the fucking Goheezy, the Young Money Goheezy that I know and love, I can't then stamp the movie to be good. You have an antagonist that you barely built up and nobody gives a fuck about. The only reason they care about him is quite literally because Gohan beat him up. You have a gang that didn't even talk. Like, I know they have lines, but they didn't even talk. So it's just so much disinterest fighting for Zybes. Oh, wait, but Gohan's him, and that's the movie. So, yeah, I would definitely say this is more of a bad movie than a good one, especially compared to the field of other good Dragon Ball movies. Who was the best henchman? I probably should have typed this with an E, but you know what? I was like, post-pod piss. Who was the best henchman, Nappa or the Ginyu Force? The Ginyu Force was 76.7% votes. I'm genuinely shocked. In fact, I'm not only genuinely shocked, I guess I'm weird again. I'm going Nappa. I'm going Nappa. I'm going Nappa. Maybe I'm reaching again. Maybe I'm against the majority again with the senzu beans thing. That was the last one. I know I'm gonna get a lot of pushback on that. I guess to make my life easier, I'm gonna give you another thing to push back on. So maybe you got to split the pushback. Yeah, I definitely think Nappa was cooler than the Ginyu Force, man. I'm not gonna lie. The Ginyu Force gimmick, I like that their powers had gimmicks. I will concede that. The power gimmicks that the Ginyu Force had is something Nappa doesn't. I understand Nappa has unique techniques as well with the boom shit, but come on, gang. We characters do that. However, Nappa just easily, to me, only rivaled by Ginyu in personality. You take Raccoon, you make him honestly scarier. you make a scarier Raccoon who actually caught bodies, and you have Nappa. And I understand that, well, yeah, but when you have Raccoon and Jace and Burter, and yeah, I get that. I truly do. But then it's a matter of like what those other characters do in actuality. Nappa not only accomplished more, he did it in a cooler way. If we really want to talk about it, Raccoon versus Vegeta, underrated fight. Kakarot overrates it because what the fuck, right? But and then Burter and Jace versus Goku, cool. Ginyu versus Goku, cool. Gang, there is no way. There is zero way. Now look me in the eye and lie. Nappa versus Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, Tien, and Chaozu wasn't just straight up an objectively better fight? We dead ass? We dead. When this nigga Nappa looked Tien in the eye and punched his arm clean off, and then when you have one of the biggest sacrifices in the show history, we just got done talking about Dragon Balls and Senzu Beans. Fine, you niggas, the same niggas that told me the Dragon Balls are more Mickey or whatever than Senzu Beans, you, if anything, should be glorifying the idea that someone actually fucking nicks the Dragon Balls. So like what are we doing? Chaozu sacrifice? It's Chaozu, who cares? But like that's the fucking point. Like on so many levels, he's almost killed Gohan. Then his fight with Goku, it's not even like the pub stomp that it was with the Ginyu Force. The Ginyu Force pulls up, sees Goku, and they're cooked. Nappa pulls up, he gets cooked, absolutely. However, it's like subtly implied that if Nappa just calmed the fuck down, he forces a Kaioken or some shit. It's like, what the hell? It's like, what the fuck? Hell, he did force a Kaioken when he just said, fuck it, I'm gonna kill Gohan. Now that's where he fucked up. That's where he lost his back. It is what it is. And then you also get like a hell of a reveal, which granted, we knew at this point in time, especially with the powers of hindsight, that's not going to hit for you all. But then you get like the crazy reveal that, oh, okay, the short one was infinitely stronger than Nappa when he just throws this motherfucker up in the air and kills him. So for me, I could see the Ginyu Force stuff. I just don't see how you think the Ginyu Force fights were better at all. The gimmicks is your best argument. Maybe the combination of personalities go for you, but I definitely think in terms of like fear, brute, and what being a henchman truly is, Nappa definitely was the better one to me. Future Gohan is overrated. Facts, not at all. 66%, 2 out of every 3 people are going to say not at all. I'm going to say that, yeah, I don't think he's quite overrated. However, I see why the people who say he overrated do think he's overrated a lot. But here's my thing. They just talk about him being cool. It's not like a Bardock thing. It's not like a Vegeta thing or a Goku thing even, where now it's like, okay, he's so cool, he's also absurdly strong. No. People don't inconsistently actually scale Future Gohan. Everyone understands, hey, gang, he might have, probably could have. Hell, for the most part, I think we all agree he could beat 1 android. Maybe you think he couldn't, but he damn well couldn't beat 2. Nobody sits here and says, oh yeah, Future Gohan just smacks both androids. If he did, he would have lived. It's the most open book closed shit in the book. The question is, do you think he's cool or not? Some say yes, some say no. Do you think he's weaker than he should be or not? Some say yes, some say no. I don't think that then makes him overrated, even if one person were to say yes to both and the other were to say no to both. You feel me? So yeah, Gohan can't beat an android. That's fine if you think that. I would say the anime, he certainly can. The manga, it's debatable. Which saga was better? And I expected this to be rather close, but with 57%, the Namek saga is deemed better than the Cell saga. Yeah, I think so. I think I'll agree with this as well, because the Namek saga for me is just a bit more fluid, 1. And then 2, again, the same people that told me stakes, you can't convince me of this sensu bean. Like I'm really going to use that to backpack it now, because these are the same people voting. You can't tell me the Dragon Balls are like higher stakes than fucking sensu beans, but then tell me that the Cell saga was better because, like, hey, gang, you had both. I think there's less Mick in the Namek saga. I think for a lot of people, the Namek saga is less frustrating as well. Granted, they're in character. Granted, it's in the personality of a Vegeta, of a Krillin, of a Piccolo, of a who's the other one? Of a 18, perhaps even. But like the second semi-perfect Cell, that was a moment that frustrated some fans. So I'm not surprised at that. I don't hate that, but I think versus when you compare it to the Namek saga, I think, and we were just talking about the Ginyu Force fights. I do think the Ginyu Force fights are not necessarily better than the semi-perfect Cell fights, but I feel like they're a better tie to Frieza than semi-perfect to perfect was, you know? Because semi-perfect Cell, you kind of just, I mean, not even kind of, you know that this nigga should have been dead 5 hours ago. But with the Ginyu Force, it's like, oh shit, y'all can't even beat this nigga. How the hell you gonna beat Frieza? So yeah, I would say for the most part, the Namek saga, just by a hair, let alone the reveals. I think Super Saiyan 1 and 2 stalemate at best. I would say I favor the Namek saga as well. The Cell saga certainly isn't no slouch. I can't skip over 18 versus Vegeta. I can't skip over 17 versus Piccolo. I can't skip over Goku having a fucking heart attack and you essentially GGing your main character. But I do think that the Namek saga, for the most part, just seems like what you all ask for as well, right? You all ask me, yo, Sage, why don't you think Krillin deserves screen time? Why don't you think this weaker Earthling or this weaker character deserves screen time? And I know Gohan now is one of those powerhouse characters, but Gohan was a fucking tot back then. Gohan Krillin was the B team of B teams. Like, what the fuck? Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma, that's the B team of B teams, gang. And they had prominent screen time. And you also arguably get one of the better versions of Vegeta. So for those many reasons, I'm going to take the Namek saga there. I think it's a better story. Maybe if you go moment for moment, fight for fight, you have the Cell saga. Because I'll definitely say the Cell saga, Goku Cell versus Frieza Goku, which is better? Final Son Kamehameha or You Fool, which is better? The Kikoho, the 18 and 17 fights. You know what I'm saying? I think the Cell saga definitely has better moments, but I like the fluidity. I like the stakes, and I like kind of like how the story builds you up to who Frieza truly is, and that's probably why many people feel Frieza is just a better antagonist than Cell. Question 17. Speaking of the Cell saga and the Namek saga, which transformation transformation was done better? Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2? Overwhelming results on Super Saiyan. Now, I'll say this, maybe this poll could have been worded a bit better because maybe you guys are voting off of the mental or muscle of, oh, okay, well, it's good with Gohan and it's not good with Goku and Vegeta and them like that. I was actually trying to say which transformation was unveiled better, which transformation reveal was better, but I still agree it's Super Saiyan. I still think so. I think, yes, they've been building up Super Saiyan 2 arguably since they showed you who Gohan was. But the way Super Saiyan was done, the execution of it in the arc that it is revealed, I think Super Saiyan, I mean, my boy, it's Super Saiyan. If I have to explain the good in that, I guess. But yeah, I definitely think Super Saiyan was very much implied, very much executed well. And then it wasn't even like this LOL pub stompy ass form. It was a perfect full circle moment for the character of Goku. And then even then, he had comp when Frieza finally went to full power 100%. You saw the flaws in that. And if anything, Super Saiyan 2 kind of mirrors that a little bit. Not taking away from it, but Super Saiyan 2 kind of mirrors the, I have a new transformation. I don't exactly have my grasp on this thing. Like, for example, just to put you in guys into perspective, I'm going to say some fan manga shit here. I'm going to need you guys to calm down, realize who you're talking to, because y'all know I'm not a fan manga guy, but I'm just trying to get my point across. Let's say Goku was Super Saiyan grade 2 on Namek. Do you understand that, like, he just crashes out entirely? Like he just loses. Like, do you understand? He could barely contain Super Saiyan. If he had just hit grade 2, he crashes out entirely. So that's kind of what I'm getting at. They play towards this, hey, I have unattainable power and I can barely keep my composure. I can barely keep myself together here. They play on that in Super Saiyan on Namek, and they play on that with Super Saiyan 2 on the Cell games. That's what I'm kind of trying to get to. Yeah, and I think Super Saiyan 2 kind of mimics that. I don't think Super Saiyan 2 originated the, all right, Gohan, just kill Cell. Like, all right, Gohan, just kill Cell. Gohan, kill Cell. Hey, Gohan, kill Cell. No. I think that was already a concept. So, but yeah, I think Super Saiyan 2's comp is fucked too. So let's not get that twisted. Which arc was worse, Super 17 or Revival of F? In 65-35, going towards Super 17. Ooh, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. This is a very tough one. I don't like how Revival of F ended, but man, I think I have to agree still. Super 17, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I have to go with Super 17. As I was just about to say, nah, y'all are GT hating, but I don't like the ending of Super 17. The only thing I like about Super 17, which I like more than anything in Revival of F, is Android 18. And maybe that's controversial. Because I for all my Vegeta fans, the beat down on Frieza, I actually like the 18 moments more. I think every time Android 18 was on the screen, it was a cook in the Super 17 arc. However, my brothers in Christ, Super 17 himself is just such a bad character. I'm sorry. If the concept is hidden for you, go for it. He's just such a repetitive, boring character. Even if you like Super 17 and Android 18, my God, Goku kind of seems stupid in this arc. Yeah, nah, for many reasons, it just doesn't work. You get I guess the classic betrayal of 17 betraying Jiro again was awesome sauce, but I don't know, especially that ending. Ooh, like, for all the time travel Goku steals the dub thing was head ass. Just, oh, wait a minute. Just keep shooting. Punch. Really? Yeah, that's it? You've built this guy up to basically take an ass whooping from Super Saiyan 4, and that's all it took. Man. So, Super 17 is just so much more, to me, a frustrating character than, Lord Frieza. Who, by the way, I don't think anyone is mad at Frieza in this arc. There's a lot of things to be mad at about Revival of F. I think Frieza's the last thing to be pissed about. Yes, I think Super 17 is a significantly worse character than fucking Frieza. That alone almost carries. Question 19. Which fusion is better? And with 60-20 odds, Gogeta defeats Vegito. Look, man, for me personally, if I had changed this word to stronger, the answer is Vegito. I think a lot of Gogeta fans can accept that. But we had this conversation when we were watching the death battle that I think we even unironically uploaded. Yeah, Gogeta just has a cooler bag. I don't know. Maybe you like the design more, but Gogeta just, I'm team Gogeta because of the bag. Like, you take the kicks and the sword, right? And the final Kamehameha, cool. Big Bang Kamehameha cancels out, if anything. I think the Big Bang Kamehameha is cooler, but fine, cancels out. You got Stardust moves? My nigga, you have a fucking force field. You have the move where he just punches you and then you're paralyzed and it's just, yeah. It's just, Gogeta just has just so much of a deeper bag than Vegito. It's low-key not even funny. The best argument for it, for Vegito fans, is that, okay, but who looks better in their fights? I guess. But even then, you want the truth, you may lie to you. Gogeta looks fucking great in his fights. Gogeta looks dead. Gogeta got punched in the face and the nigga died. then the next time we see him, he beats Giorno Broly. Like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Personality. Yeah, personality, that'd be your bestest bet, but Gogeta doesn't talk as much as Vegito. So there's that. Question 20, which series is better? And I expected this to be a blowout. Let me be very clear. I did expect Dragon Ball Z to blow out original Dragon Ball. However, I'm calling bullshit. I don't think a lot of you niggas have seen original Dragon Ball. I just have to do it. I have to be that guy. I have to be that. I don't think a lot of you all have seen it. I think me watching the manga was a lot of you guys' first time seeing the series. And that's not me acting like a narcissist. I just know that for a fact because I would have been that guy that voted Dragon Ball Z not seeing original Dragon Ball. I've been that fan before at one point in my life. Being said, I do think Dragon Ball Z is just something that at the end of the day is more enjoyable. You take all of the storylines that are probably straight up better in original Dragon Ball. You take all of the things that flow better in original Dragon Ball. The creative fight scenes, all of that shit. However, Z just has an it factor that original Dragon Ball, in comparison, does not have. It's just, put it this way. Original Dragon Ball, you know, Demon King Piccolo, the meteor combination, all that shit slaps. But it's nothing like it's just something about good old Super Saiyan, man. You get what I'm going at? You get what I'm going for? It's something about good old fashioned Super Saiyan 2. It's something about just a good old beam clash and all these other things. Like, there's just so many, like, fuck you, melt your eyes, hype beastie, but yet great moments in Z. I do also think Z has just better antagonists. So yeah, I agree. I don't like the blowout though. Maybe if we had more clout, it's only 239 votes, it'll be a little closer. I do think the tournament arcs in original Dragon Ball stomp every version, by the way, outside of maybe the hype in the Tournament of Power. But yeah, that's just me. Which is the best version of Vegeta? This one went up a little bit later, but I was like, fuck it, why not let it fly? And with 36% compared to 27 and 25, Buu Saga Vegeta stands out as the best, while the Saiyan Saga only gets 10%. I don't know about Saiyan Saga being the bottom, but I could see it. But more importantly than the Saiyan Saga just being objectively the worst version, it's obviously the least developed version, but like, no Cell, I knew it. Fuck, okay. Gang, I'm going to do this now. My bad. I was going to do that at the end. I'll do this now. Gang, my brothers in Christ, you can only do 4 options. Now I want you to look me in the eye. I want you to look me in the eye and tell me, how many people do you think watched Dragon Ball and said, yep, the best version of Vegeta was the more frustrating one in the Cell Saga, where the nigga literally let Semi-Perfect Cell live, then got cooked, then said he'll never fight again and just sat there. The most memorable crash out for him is screaming after Trunks. My brothers in Christ, no. Many people were not going to consider the Cell Saga. GT, perhaps I should have included GT over the Saiyan arc, but I just wanted to see how the community felt in terms of Saiyan Saga Vegeta. I had more interest in that. GT, you do have a point. But the Cell Saga, gang, it's just not that popular of a choice. Anyway, so when we get to these 4, I'm gonna be honest, and I've pushed this agenda a couple times in hot takes. Yeah, I'm taking Namek Saga Vegeta, dog. I don't know what to tell you. I'm taking the Vegeta that seems more desperate. Diama Vegeta. Yeah, like Delilah Vegeta as well. My bad, y'all. But for me, I'm taking Namek Saga Vegeta. I think that's truly where you see all the characteristics of Vegeta. Buu Saga Vegeta, you kind of just see him revert to Saiyan Saga, then go, nah, I was tweaking. I'm sorry. And I know that's obviously a beyond oversimplification. No shit, Sherlock. But I think at the end of the day, something like that doesn't make me resonate with the character more than seeing all of the character's traits and flaws on the screen at the same time. You take a Vegeta that abuses his Saiyan heritage so much so that he doesn't necessarily believe in anyone else aside Frieza except another Saiyan and Gohan. In fact, he believes in his Saiyan heritage so much so he tells niggas, hey gang, almost kill me, but don't, so I can Zenkai boost spam myself to beating Lord Frieza, which is a crazy fucking concept, by the way, versus just practicing. Versus just training. He just puts himself in death matches praying he doesn't die in hopes that he gets the dub. And another thing, we see him act desperate while he knows he can't beat Frieza, or during the times where he believes he can't beat Frieza, we seeing the Vegeta hide in the shadows, plan shit out to where at one point you think Vegeta's the smartest character in the goddamn series, fucking gulagging Namekians across the map. Shout out to my Namekian fans, but damn, that was a cool moment. He's cool fights with Raccoon, iconic kills against Kui and Zarbon and Dodoria. Like, yo, Vegeta is just like a star in the Namek Saga. In the Buu Saga, it's kind of just that full circle character thing. And I think the Namek Saga was like the first major domino for Vegeta. So sure, tying the bow on the present is fine, but I'm going towards the arc that bought me the present in the first place. Does that make sense? I'd rather say that my favorite version of Vegeta is the Vegeta that can be changed, the Vegeta that does have to accept that he's not who he thinks he is, that the world does not work that the way it does, and he gets smacked by reality, rather than a Vegeta that knows this, tries to defy it, but then ultimately comes around. I think the Namek Saga is definitely the highlight of Vegeta's character, but I can understand the Buu Saga. I've already pointed out the positives in that. And then when we talk about Super, I mean, Super Vegeta is pretty much just like fully actualized Vegeta. Obviously learned some things as well, but it's kind of like, okay, the present's been tied. You gave it to your kid and it was pretty good. So there's that. Question 22. Which fight was better? Goku versus Cell or Goku versus Kefla? Yup. I'm not trying to be different.
But that's some bullshit.
I'm not trying to be different. I'm not trying to be different. I swear I'm not trying to be different. But like, I kind of just want to ask, do your eyes work? Like, yo, hey gang, I get the snapshots of, oh wow, this is real speed without having to do all the bullshit. The teleport, bro. There's some moments in the Goku versus Cell fight that you rewatch it, it's like, but it's not bad. Let me be very clear. It's one of the best fights in Z. However, Goku versus Kefla is such a smooth, good-looking ass fight, bro. It's a smooth, good-looking ass fight with an enormously better payoff. I Give Up is a payoff. I'm not even gonna downplay instant Kamehameha is underrated. Who underrates that? Everyone talks about that. When I fear that y'all are gonna pull that card anytime I pick the other side. Who the fuck underrates the instant transmission Kamehameha? That's crazy. Anyway, yeah. I'll go ahead and go there though. Maybe I'll help this guy. Yo, the skateboard one was cooler. I don't know how else to tell y'all that, gang. That nigga skated on a beam midair with an OST in the background and knocked her out of the tournament. Shit was fucking crazy. But even if that moment's not the best, I definitely think Goku versus Kefla also felt more like a climactic fight. Goku versus Cell, even without the powers of hindsight, felt a little anticlimactic, and maybe by design because there's Super Saiyan Gohan on the side. And it's like, why the fuck would you even do that? But like dead ass, you have Super Saiyan Gohan on the side following the fight, fluent as fuck. Vegeta staring at him like, which is, side note, one of my favorite Vegeta moments. And the whole time, it's like Cell's talking about, I can't wait till we go up. I can't wait till we get stronger. I can't wait till we get stronger. And Goku's like, yeah, me too. And then all the time he's bluffing. I love the Goku versus Cell fight. I do think that some people forget some of the wonkier parts of the fight by design. Some like literally some of the animation is fantastic, and some of the animation, I'm trying to tell you all, it takes a dive and then it gets back up. The animation of that fight literally is like peak, 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 peak. What the fuck? Peak, 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 peak. Like dead ass. But the Goku Kefla fight just seemed smoother to me. It seemed more high stakes. Straight up had a coolness factor that I think, if anything, Ultra Instinct's fucking cool. Okay. So for many reasons, I'm taking Goku versus Kefla, but I understand it because Goku versus Cell is seen as one of the best fights in Z history. He hit her so hard it played back 3 times. I'm dead. Who has more potential, Gohan or Broly? This is interesting. I think there's something to be said about, hey, if you don't kill Broly, he will get stronger than you. But at the same time, the series has told you on 3 different occasions, if Gohan just cracks his knuckles and keeps training, he's the strongest. I think that matters a lot in this conversation. Like literally, Gohan, untapped potential, is able to box up with Frieza for a little bit. Not saying he's able to actually beat up Frieza, calm down, but you know what I'm talking about. He has moments against second form Frieza and third form Frieza. Then he untaps his potential again. He's able to Super Boo. Then the Gohan Beast, not necessarily just forehead untapped potential, but hey gang, you could be the strongest, you could be the strongest. And he literally beats the strongest antagonist we've seen thus far, arguably. Mind you, in the Tournament of Power, let alone in the prelude to the Tournament of Power. Hey, gang, you out of shape. You want to work out for like 5 minutes? And he's back to being one of the bigger powerhouses in the tournament. So on so many levels, I kind of want to just sit there and say it's still Gohan. But this isn't a bad choice. Obviously, it's the popular choice for Broly, because Broly does objectively go from base Vegeta to
base Gogeta,
which like that's a downplay, but like in the most linear way possible. My brother in Christ, Gogeta's a lot stronger than Vegeta. So yeah, I definitely understand the Broly. If I had to choose, I might still say Gohan, but this is one where I'm honestly, and I don't want to ruin my own video, I'm honestly like mixed. I honestly could see either way. Question 24. Which series had the better ending? Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball GT? And by a hair, very close, Dragon Ball GT actually wins this poll. This is tough. I'll be blunt. I do like the Super ending more, but GT's known for the fantastic ending. The Universal Spirit Bomb and the Goku riding the dragon shit, that shit is sad. The talk to Piccolo and then he's gone. The talk to Krillin and all, and it, like the Vegeta nod, all that shit. Yeah. GT fuck with you emotionally. Super just like ended the arc better. Does that make sense to me? GT was a better ending towards Dragon Ball fans. Super ended its arc better. I think Super ending the Tournament of Power the way it did was fucking brilliant. I think that is truly how you end the Tournament of Power. You literally encompass every lesson you were teaching prior to the point and during the arc, and you ended it in the best damn way possible, arguably giving you the best damn fight in the series. I truly think you niggas underestimate how good that Goku and Frieza fight versus Jiren was. But then GT just hits on so many emotional levels. I'm not mad at this either. I may even say, objectively speaking, GT has the better ending to its series, but I definitely think that, and I'm glad this poll is reflecting it, that super arc is that super ending is very, very, very damn good. Last one, Dragon Ball, in terms of storytelling, is overrated or underrated? Now, with 74% saying underrated, maybe it's a matter of, hey, gang, if you ask 100 people and they all say something's underrated, it's not actually underrated. However,
TSO ain't everybody.
This shit's underrated. I gotta go ahead and actually downplay myself. I think if TSO Sage were 200,000 on Twitter versus 20,000, this would be an instant flip-flop. I think that a lot of people view Goku as a bad dad, gimmick, stupid character. Boom, boom, punch man. That's not true. I think people view Vegeta's character development as something that's so elementary it's not even funny, but then will praise other characters in other animes. I'm like, I mean, damn, you a Sasuke fan talking like this? It's right there. So you know what I'm saying? I feel like for me, all of the things in Dragon Ball that people talk about story wise, there's such baseline things that people talk about. People talk about Vegeta. People talk about Gohan. They don't even understand Goku's character arc and will tell you that the story is like chicken. So for me, I just ask whether you're an Attack on Titan, JJK, or Hunter x Hunter, and I know some of you guys are gonna be like, Attack on Titan, bro, shut the fuck up, bitch. If you're a fan of a complex anime, whatever that complex anime is, I just ask you to like keep the same brain cells when watching Dragon Ball and find the complexities in the show before calling it basic. Because I think you guys look at the most obvious basic stories and then call it basic, when there's a lot of nuance, a lot of deeper stories to be told in Dragon Ball that don't get the accomplishments or recognition that they deserve. But with that Yap Fest being said, let me know your thoughts, though. This has been Dragon Ball TSO, this or that. I think we can make this series pretty often on this channel, whether it's with Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto, JJK, whatever. So let me know your thoughts. Be in the chat if you want to ever even construct them, because we might do that in another day or even today. I don't know. But for now, take care, stay blessed, and I'm going to see you next time.